Good evening, this is BelGeode, and we are back with some more X-Plane 11. Howdy, folks. We are back here in the Solomon Islands, and tonight we're going to do some fighter-on-fighter action. So, let me set up what we're going to be doing, and then I will get started with the show. Alright, so, first thing you need to know, I'm in the Corsair, the JCS Corsair. The livery that I'm using is an add-on. Links, of course, will be below for everything that I'm using. And what I've got set up here, similar to the last episode where we flew in the B-25 bomber, I've got some Japanese aircraft flying around the area. You'll also notice on our little map we've got another F4U Corsair who could use a bit of help. We're going to go up there and help him out. Right now it looks like he's merged with one of the Japanese, either the Zeros or maybe it's a Zero or Shinden or something like that. There are a few others flying around here, and as soon as we take off, they're probably going to want to engage us. So our job is basically to clear the airspace around Munda and then RTB. So yeah, a couple of things that I should mention. First off, how did I set this up? I know you got the hint that you can do combat, and it's kind of rudimentary air-to-air combat or even air-to-ground combat here in X-Plane, but I'm going to show you really quick how I set everything up. And to do that, we're going to go into the flight config. Okay, so here we are in flight config, and you can see my setup here where I've got all the aircraft that are available to me. We're of course in the Corsair. And we want to go up here to AI aircraft. You'll notice it says that I have 7 currently on the map. So if I click on that, this is the list of the aircraft that you can possibly have. You click there to add aircraft, and you need to click this checkbox here where it says enable combat. You can also enable the enemy skill level. Right now I have them set to hard because on easy, well, it's kind of like just shooting ducks in a barrel, and I really want it to be a bit of a challenge. So they are going to shoot at me if they're able to get a firing solution. I should warn you, however, this is not DCS World, nor is it War Thunder, so they're really not all that good, let's just say. But basically what you do is when you add an aircraft, you can then click on edit, and it will allow you to select from anything that you currently have in any of your aircraft folders in X-Plane. So right now I have a few add-on aircraft that I got from a gentleman by the name of Tanzai. Kind of like Bonsai except with a T. He made this Shinden Kai. So I've got 3 of those guys there, and I believe he also made the Shinden, which was kind of like an experimental Japanese aircraft that I'm not sure actually saw any action in World War II. It may have been in like the prototype state. I don't think that it saw a whole heck of a lot of combat. But we've got 1 of them that we're going to be going up. We've got 2 of the freeware Mitsubishi A6M Zeros, and I should also add that all of Tanzai's aircraft are also freeware. The links are of course below. And then of course another JCS Corsair. The JCS Corsair is of course payware. So that's our wingman that's flying up above, currently being engaged by one of these other aircraft here. If we wanted to, we could randomize it. I don't like to do that because it will pick from virtually anything that you have in your aircraft lineup. We really don't want to go up against hostile 737s, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that's how we add everything in there, and now that we've got that set up, you can see we are vastly outnumbered, but hopefully our superior skills in the Corsair should win the day. So, let's get back to the cockpit and take off. Okay, so we're already lined up where we need to be. You can see the windsock is telling us we're going to need to take off in that direction. So without further ado, let me see if we can go airborne, and then we'll get involved in this little fur ball that I've got set up for us up here. Alright, so we'll come off the brakes, give it a little bit of throttle. And we'll waggle ourselves a little bit to the right, so that way we don't clip this other Corsair. Alright, so we're pretty much set to go. We've already got flaps down 1, so let's pull her up to full throttle, give her a little bit of right rudder, and join the action above. Alright, how we're doing on airspeed? Airspeed's alive. We're at 80 miles per hour, 90 miles per hour, 100. We're going to rotate. Speed is over 130, so we'll go flaps up. Okay, good deal. Now, of course, you may notice I have the X-Pad. That is cheating. That is definitely cheating. However, because this is not a true combat simulator, the visualization of the aircraft leaves a little bit to be desired. And by that I mean we really can't see them from far distances. We can see them maybe about a mile, 2 miles, at the most maybe 5 miles, but don't quote me on that. I want to say it's more like 2 miles. Alright, we are currently head-to-head with what appears to be a Mitsubishi A6M0. So let me trim us out here. Trim a little bit to the right to compensate for the torque in this massive double wasp radial engine. And we'll trim ourselves up a little bit here. Okay, there we go. Crosshair seems to be set. Now, a note on the crosshairs, because I'm using the Oculus Rift and by default it tracks with the left eye, I'm actually aiming with my right eye, because my right eye is the better of the two eyes. So on your screen, it's going to look like everything's off-centered, but on my screen or inside the Oculus Rift, it'll look fine. So just to give you a heads up. And we do have tracers in here, so you will, or you should be able to see the tracers. I'm not sure how well they'll come out, but we'll find out as soon as we go head-to-head with this Japanese aircraft that's ahead of us here. Current altitude is 5,000. I happen to know that X-Plane seems to like putting these fighters between about 8,000 and 9,000 feet above sea level. So we're going to keep gaining in altitude until we're about their height or maybe a little bit higher. And then we'll use some of the classic Corsair strategies like diving from above. And it also looks like I've got about 4 aircraft that have turned to engage. So yeah, this could get hairy really quickly. Let me make sure I'm properly trimmed here. We'll let go of the controls for a second. Alright, I need to trim up some more. There we go. So we're still rising. Alright. And now that I have let go of the controls, that will also give me the opportunity to zoom in on the little map. Okay, right about there should be good. That way I should be able to see everything coming in all directions. And they really are coming from all directions here. Waiting to merge here, I will tell you real quickly, you'll notice that you see yellow writing on these gauges. That is not how the default aircraft will look. I modified this using a paint.net program, which is kind of like Photoshop, because I thought the blue was not very visible, so I wanted it to be a color that I know I could see a lot better. Yellow it was. Alright, we're at 10,000. We're basically merged with this guy. He should be at about our 1 o'clock, so I'm going to jink a little bit to the right here. And we'll see if we can spot him. those appear to be sailboats. We should be right on top of this guy now. Tally 1-0. There he is. Okay, let's see if we can engage. Try to keep him in my line of sight. I think he spotted us, but I don't think he's engaged yet. Yep, he knows we're on his 6. Okay, our first catch of the day. There we go. Boomflowah. Splash 1. He's out of here. Just like that. Really easy. And there he goes. Down to Davy Jones' locker. Nice. Alright, so there we go. My first kill in the Corsair. And it looks like as far as our threat window goes, we've got a Shinden coming towards us. Now, the Shinden was a canard aircraft. So that's going to have a very distinctive, very unique shape to it. We're back up at 10,000. I'm going to go nose hot, see if I can spot him. Alright, we'll pick up our visual scanning. Should be right on top of us now. Gonna swing out to the right a little bit. There he goes. Yep, definitely a very unique aircraft. Alright, I seem to have lost him. I know he's directly ahead of me. I want to say he might have veered off to the right. Yep, he should be directly in front of me now. Alright, we are at 8,600. Let me roll inverted, see if I can pick him up. I think he's veering to the left. Let's gain a little bit more altitude here. I'm going to swing to the right and see if I can pick him up while I'm above him. Seems to be a lot easier to see these guys against the silhouette of the ocean. He should be at about our 10 o'clock. We've also got company coming in from the north. Is that him? Can't really tell. Let's zoom in. Nope, that is a sailboat. I think that's him. Yep, that is definitely him. That is a fast mover. Well, as far as World War II fighters go, anyway. Alright, so let's see if we can get him in our sights. We'll go for our second splash of the day. We've got to make this quick because we've got company coming in. Oh, this guy was a little fast here. Alright, let's get some more airspeed. I want to say he's veering off to the left again. The philosophy with fighting with the Corsair is you pursue until he is dead. You don't give him a chance to get on your 6. But this party's just getting started, and looks like we've got some more coming in, so I may need to break off of this guy and see if I can take care of the other guy on my 6. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Okay, let's do that. We're going to turn to the left. catch this other guy unawares. We'll also keep scanning to the back to make sure that his buddy isn't going to sneak up behind us, which it looks like he might be doing. Let's trim us down a little here. Alright, Tally Bandit. I believe that is a Shinden Kai. Okay, I have you now, sucker. Careful and controlled bursts. A little too high. Got him! Boomflowah! Splash 2. Okay, there's still that guy on my 6. There's another guy there. I'm going to take him out before I go after that Shinden. That Shinden's a piece of work there. That thing can really fly. Alright, so we confirm this guy is splashed. We'll wait for him to actually go splush. There he goes. Okay, next on our dance card. Shinden's coming up. I'm still trying to get a visual on him. We're going to let him slide for now, though. And we got to keep in mind where our base is, which is right back that way. Okay, this is going to be a Mitsubishi A6M0. Alright, I think we're ready for this guy. Let's trim us down here. Those sailboats, by the way, that we're seeing in the water, those are modern sailboats. It's typical X-plane. There's no World War II sailboats or aircraft carriers or anything. So, unfortunately, you still see vestiges of the modern X-plane world in your simulator. Alright, this guy's off to my right. Can't tell if that's him. Nope, he just went past me. Okay. We'll swing to the left. Pick up our visual scanning. Is that him? Can't really tell. Let's zoom in. No, that is a sailboat. Again. We're head to head with this guy. And we've also got that Shinden coming in too. Wow. Okay, so it's going to be 2 against 1, is it? I can handle that. I think I can handle that. Okay, everybody just went off to my left. And there's a third guy coming in. Seriously? I think we may have just started up the hornet's nest there, folks. We roll around, see if I can get a visual. Cannot get a visual. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Alright, I tally him. I still don't see the Shinden, though. But I've got a good beat on this guy, so we're going to go ahead and take him down. Gotcha! Oh, there's our buddy. Okay. So that's another splash. And where did his friend go? I know he's up here. There he is. He's directly ahead. Alright, let's see if we can tag him too. Really wish I knew where that Shinden was. I don't want to overfly him, otherwise he's gonna knock me out of the sky. Gotcha! Splash one. Okay. And that Shinden is still floating around here somewhere. So we'll stay at this altitude and see if we can spot him. The other guy just splashed. I really want to down that Shinden because that was like a high-performance aircraft. Even though it was only like prototype, drawing board type stuff, still, the numbers that it had probably have been a kick-ass aircraft. That's if Japan would have had any good pilots left by that time in the war. Okay, he should be crossing left to right. He's flanking. We're at 9,000, so he's got to be below me. Alright, I'm going to enter a turning match. Now I know the Japanese Zeros were very good when it came to left turns, however they sucked when it came to right turns. So that would often be a tactic that the Corsair would use. Get into a right-hand turning match with them, and you can down them easy. Okay, this guy's got to be like directly in front of me. Pretty much head-to-head, or not head-to-head, but in trail formation, I guess you would say. And he's trying to cut over to the other side again, so I'm going to go low. Maybe he might show up a little better against the sky instead of against the sea. We're at 7,000. I'm surprised I really don't have a visual on him yet. Okay, we're at 9,000 and still no joy. It's got to be around there somewhere, though. 10,000. Looks like he's swinging to the right. Is that him? That's him. Okay. Tally one Shinden. We'll keep him in visual range. And let's move in for the kill. Dang, this sucker's fast. Alright, I am on full throttle right now. I can barely catch this guy. Now we're running into a problem. We're going off the map here. That means I have to zoom out the map just a touch here. Man, I can't catch these guys. Holy crap. Like I had him, and then I lost him. There he is. That's gotta be him. That's got to be him. Okay, let's pull the throttle back and see if we can cross-cut him. There we go. I have you now, son. Ah, that was a touch. And that is a Boomflowah. So long, sucker. And as always, thanks for playing. Whew. Alright, good deal. So, let's head back towards our base. which I believe should be in that direction. And we'll check to make sure that there are clear skies around us. And that guy went splash. Very nice, very nice. And we can also trim ourselves back into proper configuration here. So we'll trim up. And looks like there's another Shinden coming in. Sheesh. Okay, you know what? You're gonna fight me on my terms, buddy. I'm gonna get as close to my base as possible. Alright, let's zoom out the map and see what we've got here. Oh, looks like all the action is down south, that one Corsair. Yeah, I don't know what's happening down here. That's interesting. I'm wondering if we should go down there and help our brethren. Thinking that might be a good idea. Rack up a few more kills. Okay, so as you can see, our little Corsair buddy is having some serious issues. He's being chased by everything with a Japanese flag on it. We're going to need to rescue him fast. So we are currently over the southern end of the little L-shaped island, and we're going to go over to the northern end, or I guess that would be the northwestern end of that smaller island directly ahead. And we should catch him doing some circuits while being chased by everything. So this could get really interesting really quick. However, the fact that they're all bunched up, it should also make it relatively easy for us. So since we're at 11,000 right now, pretty much all we need to do is just make sure that we have visual on our enemies. So we'll skirt this island here. I have an idea on the map where we are looking. Yeah, they're about halfway down that map. Or halfway down that island, I should say. If we zoom out on a map, we can get a better view. So there you can see the little peninsula that juts out there, and they should be right above the center of the island, just circling around. And there's that Shinden, which appears to be patrolling to the south, so we'll need to keep an eye out for him, because as we know, this guy's pretty fast. Alright, what is our airspeed? Roughly about 300 miles per hour, or close to it. So we should be appearing on the map momentarily, and that way we can rescue our brother in arms. He should be in the exact same aircraft that I'm in. That was one thing that I didn't tell you before. If you have to have allies, they have to have the exact same livery that you're currently using. So we'll get to see this livery from the outside. This, by the way, is, of course, the tricolor livery, which I'm sure you may have seen in the outside views. I'm getting a little bit of judder, which is more than likely all of the aircraft rezzing up. Okay, I'm at 10,000. I think I tallied them. Yes, I do tally them. It's time for some whistling death. I got a hit on one. That was about it though. And once again, I'm making a right-hand turn because Zero does not like to turn to the right. And let's see if we can pick up our visual scanning. Oh, now they're all coming after me. There they are. There's 3, there's 4. Okay. There's 5. Holy crap. Alright, let's see if we can pull this off. Throttle to idle. We're just going to ride it down. That's 2, baby. That's 2 Boomflowahs for the price of 1. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Okay, now, where are those other guys? There they are. I think the AI was still a little fixated on my other Corsair. That's 3. Oh, crap. Whew. That was close. I don't think they engaged. Okay, there's our other 2 guys. Still no sign of that Shinden. He's not around here, but that's okay. We're gonna take out his buddies. Come on, baby. That's 1. And 1 more Boomflowah for the road, please. Boomflowah! Bye. Thanks for playing. Okay, let's get the heck out of here. Now that we've managed to rescue our buddy, we need to get back to Munda post-haste so that we can land and call this episode done. And Mr. Corsair, wherever you ran off to, you're welcome. And we're just gonna RTB. Unfortunately, since this is not DCS, you cannot tell your quote-unquote wingman to go RTB. So basically, he will be flying up here forever. If he ever manages to down any more Japanese aircraft, more will spawn in its place, and they will continue to spawn until you go back to that little menu that we were in earlier and tell it you want to get rid of the AI aircraft. That's just the nature of the beast. I really don't know if Austin and company plan on adding more functionality to the X-Plane combat, but I think for what they have in there now, it might make for some compelling quote-unquote gameplay, if you know what I mean. And for a wannabe fighter jock like myself, especially a wannabe World War II fighter jock, that is just perfect. Makes for a great experience. Although just between you and I, folks, I was a bit more surprised that I was able to score any kills in the B-25 as opposed to the Corsair. I kind of expect that out of a Corsair. I did not expect that out of a B-25, however. But all's well that ends well, and I'm going to start bringing us down to the deck so that way we can come in for a landing. Okay, we are almost down, and we are in a pretty good position to make our approach and come in on the exact same runway that we took off from. So I'm actually going to swing out a little bit to the right. We'll start trimming ourselves up a bit here to arrest our descent. And that'll also help us lower some airspeed. We're currently just over 4,000 feet. But we should be down momentarily. I'm going to swing us out a little bit more to the right here. Let's make sure that nothing's on our 6. Nope, doesn't appear to be. Alright, so there's Munda, there's our runway. We're looking pretty solid. Let's get this baby below 180 miles per hour so that way I can grab the gear. And we're still at 3,000 feet, so wow. Might have to do a little bit more of a downwind leg here. There we go. Okay, now we are below 180, so we'll go gear down. Gears down, and we're currently about 140, so we'll go flaps down. 1 notch. 2 notches. We'll hold it there while the speed comes down to about 120. And let's get ready to land, folks. Approach speed is going to be about 100 knots, or 100 miles per hour, excuse me. I'm so used to saying knots that I forget that this thing calibrates in miles per hour. We'll start trimming her up here. And we'll trim a little bit to the right to compensate for the torque out of this R2800 engine. Okay, we're down to 100, so let's go flaps 3, or landing flaps. There we go. We're going to balloon up a little bit. Now, since this is the Corsair, of course, we've got the big, long hose nose in the way, so I may have to come in at an angle here a little bit. It's not truly a crosswind landing, but it's just to compensate for the large nose. Traditionally, if you're coming in this aircraft, you would actually make a tight circuit around the airbase and then a turn to land. So very short final, but almost like a turning short final. As a matter of fact, even though we're already on final, maybe I can demonstrate that. Let's see, what's our altitude? We're at 900 right now. Let's bring her down a little bit. Trim her down somewhat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to overfly the airport. Hopefully we'll overfly the runway directly. And then I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll basically do a circuit around the airport and bring her in to land. So I will need to watch my bank indicator as well. Alright, we're just about ready to do our airport break. We'll go halfway down the runway. And you're probably going to want to see this from the outside. So here we go. Braking in 3, 2... Okay, so we're on our downwind here. I'm swinging us out a little bit more because when we actually make this turn to final, we're going to be relatively slow, and this thing does not like to be any higher than a 45-degree angle. So we'll give it a little bit of left rudder here. Try to keep our airspeed up. Because of that big, huge hose nose, we've got to compensate. So we can now drop power, keep in the turn, and you see how long it takes for us to actually line up on final. And then, of course, we've got a flare. Full back pressure on the stick. We should be able to bring her to a nice rollout. Now we can let go of the back pressure on the stick. We can get the flaps up. And let's find us a good parking spot. I'm thinking exactly the same place where we parked the first time that we came here. Should be just nice. So we'll go past this B-24 Liberator and their little ground crew. Past the mess hall. I'm assuming that's a mess hall. It kind of looks like a mess hall. Next time around, I'm going to show off the C-47, otherwise known as the DC-3. That will be by V-Sky Labs, so look for that. And yes, I do promise we will get back to Papua at some point in time. I'm just having too much fun with this whole World War II business here, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little one-track minded with it here. Okay, but this is our parking spot right about here. And I certainly do wish our little Corsair buddy all the best, because now all of those bandits up there are his responsibility. But that will do it for me. Thank you as always for watching, folks. This has been BelGeode. I've been flying in X-Plane 11, and in particular this is the 11.20 native VR beta preview. Still a mouthful. We're still on the first iteration of it. We expect the second iteration of it at some point in time in the near future. When that arrives, you will definitely know. But until then, let me first get our engine off. And like I said, thank you for watching. And if you enjoy what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will be back with another episode really, really soon. Alrighty, folks, from beautiful Solomon Islands, this is BelGeode signing out. Ciao!